terrible spend.
Would actually say terrible spend.
No. What are you fitting in there?
Which is fueled by social media, so being a very large fast fashion disaster. Which is the sheen of it all.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The sheen.
I think it's a trend. I think it's very
Yeah.
overnight. I think there could also be like this power in saying no.
Hello to all our viewers tuning in, and welcome to episode 2 of Refashion.
Your number one podcast for fashion sustainability, showing you that you can be eco-friendly and still be trendy.
I'm your host, Kalia Henry.
And I'm your host, Daisy Charlie. And in today's episode, we'll be covering all things fashion trends and thrifting alongside fashion consultant and stylist Lauren Walker-Lee, who Kalia and I will have the pleasure with chatting on later.
Yeah, we can't wait to have Lauren on a little later, but first I want to talk a little bit about thrifting. So our generation is said to have the smaller carbon footprint in comparison to older generations, with 65% of Gen Z saying they want to shop more sustainable, but 1/3 admitting to being addicted to fast fashion. Now, this is all according to the New York Post. So to name a few popular fast fashion brands, we have Fashion Nova, Boohoo, Pretty Little Thing, H&M, Zara, so on and so forth.
Shein.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shein, the big one.
The biggest.
Daisy, why do you think Gen Z has become so addicted to fast fashion and keeping up with trends that are changing like every other week?
Well, I feel like social media in itself has like such a huge role to play as to why Gen Z is like so addicted to fast fashion, because we see like influencers on TikTok coming on showing like, oh, I bought this, I bought that, and then we have like, sorry, but we have a lot of followers who's like, oh, because my favorite influencer has this, now I have to buy it, but I can't afford it, so what am I gonna do?
Exactly.
I'm gonna turn to Shein and I'm gonna buy it. So I feel like fashion trends on TikTok too has a lot to play with why like Gen Z, why they're so addicted to like
Keeping up,
which then leads to overconsumption.
Exactly. And I will say, as much as like influencers are a big part of it, I also feel like peer pressure, like people just want to be like involved in like what other people are involved in. Maybe their friend has something that's like more expensive and they want the same thing
and they can't afford it, so I'm gonna go on Shein and look for dupe.
Exactly. Or
I'm gonna look
to,
for
like,
dupes.
another fast fashion brand and look for dupes. So I feel like peer pressure, social media influence, I feel like those are like two
big ones. That has a lot to play as to why like Gen Z is so in love with fast fashion, like so in love with buying clothes that are just not made.
We do want to be more sustainable, but like, in the same breath, our shopping habits don't match, you know? Okay, so before we talk to Lauren, Daisy, you know I love a good game.
Oh yes, let's do it, girl.
So this one I like to call Trend or Terrible Spend, and as always, we want you guys watching to play along, so comment your answers below. I am going to call out a few popular trends, and then we're going to kind of discuss, is it a trend or does it need to be left in the past?
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, round 1. Trend or terrible spend? Quarter zips.
Terrible spend. Terrible spend.
Oh
First of all, like this is what I'm talking about. It goes viral and now everyone is buying a quarter zip, and I bet you some of them are coming from like Shein or Fashion Nova or Boohoo Man. Like
probably. For sure.
This is like a trend. Terrible spend. It has to go.
I have to disagree. I actually
love the Kalia.
I love the quarter zip movement. I feel like the men just look super upper class. I feel like it gives classy. It can also give casual. I feel like it's a trend.
It is a trend, but like people were just buying it to take part. Like, are they gonna use it again though? Like, will we see them like?
That's true.
Yeah. No.
I feel like they've always been a thing, but now.
But now it just went viral, and like that's why it's so important that people need to find their own style too, because like everything that goes viral, now you want it. Now you just have to have it.
Yeah. Okay, round 2. Trend or terrible spend? Baggy clothing.
I love me some baggy jeans.
So what do you say?
Trend?
Okay. I would actually say terrible spend.
No.
Only because, I don't know, I've never been a fan of like the baggy look. Like, personally, I like my clothes to be a little bit more fitted.
Tight fitted?
Like, not necessarily
I like the little fitted look, but I feel like
not
you could
everything
switch
has to
it
be
up
fitted,
a
of
little
course.
bit.
Yeah,
like, I love
definitely.
me like a little oversized jeans and
Yeah, I
oversized
feel like an
pants with like a.
oversized jean or pants with a tight top, but never both. Like you'll never see me. in
Okay,
both.
yeah,
don't know.
I agree with
I
that.
mean,
Like,
maybe you will see me in both, but like as of right now,
no.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, round 3. Trend or terrible spend 2-piece yoga sets.
Trend.
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 No, like commentary needed.
Yeah, trend.
Love it there. Okay, trend or terrible spend toggle jackets.
Terrible spend.
Terrible spend. I agree.
Terrible
I think
spend.
that they are like
Terrible.
I don't know what it gives, but I'm not a fan. You know?
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I have seen it look fashionable on like the runway, but I feel like
Yeah.
for everyday wear, I terrible spend. Okay, leopard/animal print. Trend or terrible spend.
Trend. I mean,
agree.
it could be seen as a terrible spend too, because
Why so?
a lot of people like didn't like. Okay, some people still used to wear it, but like not as much as we see today, because kind of like it went viral. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Lado. You guys are gonna have to look up this story, about that. But like I feel like I don't want to say she brought it back to life, but like
She kind of made it trendy.
yeah, she made it a little bit
that
trendy,
demographic.
but I like it. So I think it's cutesy, very cutesy.
Okay, faux fur. Trend.
Trend, but I could say terrible spend too, but I'm gonna side with trend.
I agree. Okay, sheer/mesh.
Terrible spend.
Terrible spend. I have seen it look good. I have, but I kind of have to agree with you. I'm a low-key on the fence, but like I would have to agree with you.
Yeah,
Like,
terrible spend.
terrible spend, but like I can't really say terrible spend because I do own a couple, but yeah. We're gonna say I'm in the middle for that one. Okay. This one I was very iffy about, so I'm excited to hear what you have to say. Adidas Sambas.
Oh my god, love. I literally have some in my cart right now, which
Okay.
they're getting bought. Trend.
Okay. I, for the longest time, would say terrible spend. I thought they were, like, ugly at first.
No, I
But
love them.
They grew on me. I feel like shoes always grow on me.
They're
They
so
grow on me. There's a lot
cutesy,
of
like,
cute outfits.
and I heard it's comfortable too, so
And I feel
yeah.
like with the long socks, they're really cute.
Need that.
Okay,
Need that.
last round. Trend or terrible spend micro purses.
What are you fitting in there?
Terrible spend.
Like what exactly?
Literally terrible
You could
spend.
only fit like roll up like a $20 bill
Yeah,
or $50 bill
gloss.
and lip
And, like,
gloss. Like where are you
As
going?
a girl who carries a lot of stuff in
Yeah.
her purse, like you see my big tote bag.
Like you don't
I
need
can't
like
do, like, a little
tissue,
micro-
nothing. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a terrible spend. You don't need
Terrible
no
spend.
micro purse. Like get rid of that immediately too.
I agree.
That was a fun little game, Kalia. So without further ado, let's welcome a real fashion expert, Lauren Walker-Lee. Hi, Lauren.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Can you give us an overview of what you do for viewers that are unfamiliar?
Yes, so I'm a stylist and a writer, but I got my start in fashion PR, and I do also consult for small brands. I love independent brands, female founders, and I like to say I'm a communicator, visual, written, and I love connecting the dots.
Wow, that's amazing.
So, Lauren, tell us, what inspired you to get into the fashion industry?
It goes back very far. It's like single digits. Vogue magazine, followed by fashion television with Jeannie Becker. And I just kind of knew. My mom says that I was putting clothes together, putting outfits together at a super young age. And I had strong opinions about what I wanted to wear. So I kind of knew it was the path for me.
Wow. Okay, now I know the viewers are dying to know, who is your go-to fashion mogul and what about their work inspires you or kind of resonates with you?
Well, there's so many, and I think the term mogul has changed. I'm probably dating myself a little bit here, but truly, like Phoebe Philo is amazing, and she was the designer behind Celine and created this cult following of fans. And then she took a minute and then came back under her own line versus going to work for one of the big fashion houses. And these are luxury products at a very high price point, but she has the following and she sticks to her vision and it's uncompromising. I think more on a day-to-day basis and who everybody can appreciate, whether you like them or hate them, are the Kardashians. I love Emma Grede. I love what she's done with Khloe Kardashian, with Good American. We cannot deny that Skims changed the conversation.
Yeah, love Skims.
And so I think if we look at what they've done across all media and product and merchandise and all the visuals, yeah, it's just fantastic.
So Lauren, you've been in the fashion industry for several years. Can you tell us, have you seen anything change, especially with the rise of fast fashion now?
Yes, 100%. There is so much product on this planet, and fast fashion brands are pumping out so many SKUs. It is breeding this like level of consumption, which is fueled by social media. So we're constantly wanting to buy, we're constantly being fed images, comparisons, and it is perpetuating a very large fashion disaster, fast fashion disaster.
Yeah, I agree, to be honest. I feel like overconsumption has kind of like taken over right now.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like new trends like every week. And,
Every
like,
week.
people want to keep up, like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, I feel like it's hard to keep up with trends, but at the same time with fast fashion, it makes it easier, which is why it's such, like, it's so addicting, or it's such a problem with
It
people like shopping on fast fashion sites.
Because with it is what comes with it is that we're keeping up with newness and we want to share our outfits, or it's also so easy to one click, and there's so many dupes, or things are like under $30 and even way under $30. And if we don't educate the consumer, if we don't stand up against it, you can get really caught up in this fast fashion, which includes that you're disposing of it. You think it's disposable, and that is a major problem.
Yeah, I agree.
Because like with like the new trends, like every week there's a new trend on TikTok, but the trend that was there last week is kind of dying out now, and now you don't want that piece of thing you had last week, so what are you gonna do with it, basically?
And you have to have a lot of like strength, inner strength, and resolve, and know who you are, and
Yeah.
know your personal style, and not get trapped, and try your hardest to stand up against, I guess, the fast fashion and the temptation. Standing up against the
Yes,
temptation
and
is what I should
Temptation
say.
is hard.
And social media has such a huge impact on it too, because a lot of people like haven't really found their style. So the moment they see something trending, oh, I'm getting on that, like I'm jumping on that bandwagon type of thing too.
1000%, very well said. And it is, I guess you could say, honing in on your own personal style and building
Exactly.
your style
Yeah.
confidence
Yeah.
will help you have your own filter and saying no to a lot of what you see.
Do you have any advice for like young viewers who kind of want to hone in on their own style and not be so influenced by social media? Like, what do you think we can do?
I think you do have to try things on. You do have to try, but maybe not buy. You definitely have to keep things in your cart overnight. I think there could also be, like, there's power in saying no, but when you're young, you are discovering your personal style, and this is probably where thrifting or being on Poshmark and Facebook Marketplace and going to all the vintage stores could be really exciting. However, that is still a level of consumption,
Right.
but a little bit healthier.
Right.
So can you talk about your relationship with thrifting? Was it something you grew up around, or did it develop like later on in life?
It's actually pretty early on. I think it started when I was 11 or 12.
Wow.
And vintage 1970s vintage corduroy was in, and like skater style was in. And so so the relationship started very young, that there was like these special items that carried a story. They were from years gone by, and it was like a unique thing that you would seek out.
So how exactly would you say thrifting helps with sustainability measures?
Vintage is helping sustainability so much, and I'm thrilled that we're all participating in it more. It means that there's a circularity happening within the fashion industry, where something is made and its life is continuing on and on and on, and then it changes hands and it gets to live again with someone else instead of being disposed of.
So what would you say that initially drew you to secondhand clothing, well, thrifting? Like, was it the affordability part? Was it like the sustainability part? Was it like your personal style? Or was it just overall the thrill of like the hunt? Or like, was it something else?
So there's the thrill of discovery, for sure, for me personally, but I could say confidently, I think it starts with price and finding unique gems out there, so you're not looking like someone else. But
Yeah.
for sure price. I think price plays a part, even though secondhand fashion has all price points. I believe that is like the entry point. The entry point is price, followed by you're getting something that no one else has, and then the addiction, thrill of the fun.
Yeah.
Now, you talked a little bit about like the 1970s corduroy era. Do you have a favorite like vintage era other than that?
Oh my goodness. 70s or 90s. So I can't quite get into the Y2K of it all.
Yeah.
I'm like that. I did do it, and I remember it doing it the first time, but I love seeing it on other people, and I'm like, I had those Parasuco jeans, or I had that butterfly top, and I love Mariah Carey, and you'd cut the waistband of your jeans. And so I love seeing all that back. But I would say 90s. And I look at a lot of 90s, Yohji Yamamoto. Who else do I look up a lot? Oh, Jean Paul Gaultier from the 90s. And if you went on the Real, which is the secondhand marketplace, and you can just look up all these old designers, and like Versace from the 90s. So I'd say 90s for sure, because I think I want to go back, because I was so young in it, but enough to remember. So it'd be interesting to be like, say, my age now in the 90s, participating like for the first time.
I know. I think 90s fashion was like top tier. Like the music, like the old music videos that I used to watch, like MTV. Yeah, I think those were like top tier.
Oh, I've got like fashion stories from like minimalist Calvin Klein to Tommy Hilfiger, when Tommy Hilfiger came out, and I must have been in like grade 9 or something, and I'd go to the Bay and get men's Tommy Hilfiger sweaters.
The oversized ones?
Yeah. The huge logo. But I did it all. I did it all.
Okay, so Lauren, which Gen Z fashion trends do you think have the biggest environmental impact?
Oh my gosh, is it the sheen of it all?
Oh my God.
So I think just the existence.
The sheen.
I don't even think it's a trend. I just think it's their existence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God,
I would
Shein.
have to agree. What are some practical ways to like wear or reinterpret these clothes that Shein's making in a more sustainable way?
I would first say, please don't buy them.
Step one,
please don't buy them. Look, maybe scan, see what you like, and see what you can find on the second-hand market.
Right.
But if you just take a beat before you buy your clothes, you will start to love your clothes. You will make better selections, and you'll start to be proud of your closet and what you see, shining back at you. So you're not tempted all the time to shop. So you got to shop your own closet. There's things you can do with layering t-shirts, hosiery, colored socks, jewelry. There's so many things on Pinterest about how to button a shirt a different way, like doubling up on shirts, blazers. It really kind of is endless, like colorful socks, vintage jewelry, brooches, scarves, bandanas.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you so much for joining in on this conversation, Lauren.
Yes, as always, open dialogue like this is so much needed in this day and age where trends are so fast-paced and driven by overconsumption. So I think it's really important that we're able to come on and speak on these topics. And we're so glad to have you speaking on.
Do you have any kind of closing out words to our Gen Z audience?
Yeah.
Watching?
No, I appreciate you inviting me and letting me speak, and I hope the message transcends and resonates.
Thank
I
you,
hope so,
Lauren.
too.
Yeah.
Thank you. Girl, did you know that Lauren's whole outfit from head to toe, like to the shoes, were secondhand vintage?
No, the pants were fire.
She said they were vintage Dior.
Tea.
Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in to episode 2 of Refashioned. Stay tuned for episode 3, where we'll be discussing the future of fashion sustainability and next steps for Gen Z.
As always, all links from today's episode could be found down in the description below.
Don't forget to leave a like and comment.
And hit that share button. Bye.